The Hawks on their way to the locker room earlier, hoping to send their fans home happy tonight. Welcome, everyone, to Game 2 of this exciting NBA playoff series. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. So the Nets starting five. Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Cam Thomas is out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Bogdanovich in at the three, the small forward. And for the Hawks, the pairing up front, Johnson and Capella. Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Hunter in at the three slot. Taking a look at Atlanta. At this point, Greg, they've got a pretty good idea of what they need to do to win this series.
And in round one, coaching becomes a huge factor. You've seen what you're up against. Now it becomes a question of who can make better adjustments on the fly.
Now, here's Capella. Young finds Capella. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here is Russell. And he drops it in from the low post. Russell's got the opening field goal of the game for the Nets.
And good awareness by Russell. Just reading the defense, goes with the floater there over the top.
And here's Brooklyn. They come into the game following the win on Sunday.
And you know what? Sometimes it's hard to say whether or not defensively you were on your game. But bottom line is their opponent didn't shoot it well. And you got to take some of the credit from a defensive standpoint.
All night, a display of physical and mental toughness. Swarming at every basketball. They suffocated that offense.
Now, here's Capella. Pass to Daniel. Back to Young. It's hauled in by Claxton. Outside Thomas. Misses the three.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can count on him to continue missing.
Double by Bogdanovich. And it's Young. That time on the assist by Hunter.
When you watch Young, there's a courage to his game.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Russell passes to Thomas. Beyond the arc. Rebound, Atlanta. On the wing, Daniels. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Young with no one around. And the three ball is good. Young's got 5 now.
Oh, great look there. Young off a pass will normally knock those down.
Here's Claxton, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
It's good.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Johnson. Off on the layup.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Hunter with it. Picked out by Claxton. And it's sent back by Russell. Johnson dishes to Bogdanovich. Pass to Claxton. And here is Johnson. From outside, off the mark. Hunter against Johnson. And Hunter, here we go. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels.
And what? I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Elton's checked in. And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. It's a 5-point game. Plays it up and banks it in.
Well, just tremendous composure on the interior. Read the defense, take advantage of the situation, and deliver.
Hawks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Johnson, wide open, he fires. His three-pointers off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
A three from Bogdanovich. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Boy, Bogdanovich with the distance delivery. How about that effortless shooting motion?
Young taking his time here. Here's Hunter. And it's Melton with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. A three from Bogdanovich. Rebound, Atlanta. Capella's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Young for 3. A rebound by the Nets. 1:15 left to play here in the first. Here's Melton. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Sorry.
1:02 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Buffkin. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And this kid, Risacher, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
The three from Thomas. The shot misses. The Hawks have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Okongwu. That fall. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clubs. 2 points. That one goes. Bogdanovich has got his second basket of the night.
Well, you have to like the balance of Bojan Bogdanovich. Keeping it through the contact. That is nicely done.
And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Okongwu, the pass to Bogdanovich. Back to Okongwu. Sinks the triple. Okongwu's now got 5 now.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Claxton finds Thomas. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Hawks lead by 3. And we'll get things started in the... And glad to have you with us as we get going here in Game 2. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Young and Bogdanovich are the guards. Okongwu is out there with Larry Nance. And it's Risacher in at the small forward position.
As a leader, you've got to know when your team needs a response. Young gets that, and great 3 to answer. Great back.
This is goes to Anthony Melton.
The Hawks leading. Bogdanovich looking around. Young in the corner. Pass to Risacher. A 3-pointer off the mark. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Williams kicks to Simmons. Lets it go with the 3. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist from Simmons. Johnson's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nets. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Young for 3. And it's Melton with the rebound.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Johnson. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich is a very consistent shooter from the field. He's got great mechanics and can just pepper you with shots.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Hawks. Daniels comes in for Riesesheim. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Here's Russell. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Russell's got his third basket of the night. The Hawks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Daniels with it. All sorts of time. Rebounded by the Nets. Claxton's got 4 rebounds in this game. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. Russell from long range. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And now a 5-point Nets lead. Hawks shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. Young from outside. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. There's Russell with the 3. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
When D'Angelo Russell has that offensive game working, you just want to play through him.
Nance outside. Back to Young. Pass to Bogdanovich. Launches a 3. The Hawks again can't hit. Nets leading by 8. Outside Bogdanovich. Fires for 3. And the Nets another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. For the Hawks, Johnson comes in for Nance, and Hunter subbed in for Young.
Substitution for your Hawks. Jalen Johnson.
Here's Johnson. No scoring in this one. 14 feet away. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little bit.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And how about his athleticism for a big man? Capella is able to make plays above the rim.
Russell finds Thomas. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound Atlanta.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Here's Bogdanovich, and he lays it straight in. And 12 points for Bojan Bogdanovich.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Now Daniels. Now here's Hunter. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Thomas. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Thomas got the lead up to 13 now for the Nets. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bogdanovich wide open. No good on the triple. Brooklyn's gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. And Russell gets it to go.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Connects from 3-point range. Bogdanovich has got 7 now in this quarter.
The D just couldn't anticipate Bogdanovich's shot there. He catches them by surprise with the pull-up.
And that does it for the first half of play. Brooklyn ahead, up by 12. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. With Quinn Snyder, coach, they came at you offensively. So what has to change for you defensively?
Well, a lot, obviously, with everybody on the floor. They're capable of doing this, but we're not. It's just too easy.
Got to tighten things up as we go along. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Coming into halftime of Game 2, there's an air of confidence for the Brooklyn Nets.
It's all been gravy, baby, and you know I know all the flavors of gravy. Movement, finding good looks, and shooting the ball at a high clip.
Yeah, beautiful execution at the offensive end. They're in firm control of this game from that standpoint, guys.
How many kinds of gravy are there?
There's barbecue, there's pineapple, there's
gravy.
orange.
Checking out how the Hawks are doing in this series. They're trying to even the series at 1 apiece. Kenny, how critical is this win for them?
You might say it's still early, but you don't want to drop 2 in a row on your home court now.
I agree. They've already lost home court advantage. Don't want to dig that hole any deeper.
And that would be deep, just like your analysis is. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
Well, it doesn't get much better than playoff basketball. Let's get back to the action here in round 1. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Cam Thomas is out there with Russell. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. The Hawks trail by 15. Here's Young driving the lane, and he banks in the layup. Young's got 10.
Such a creative ball handler. Young has an ability to carve out room for himself with his dribble.
That's good for Thomas on the assist from Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got his 3rd assist on the night. Pass to Daniels. Here's Johnson. Here's Young. Here's Daniels. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson against Thomas. To the middle. Here's Bogdanovich. Out to Russell. Now here's Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Claxton. Good work defensively by Capella. His Hawks squad is struggling. Here's Hunter. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Bogdanovich. Nails the baby hook. 14 points for him.
Well, I'll tell you, the defense can't stop that. Bogdanovich with the ridiculous delivery.
Young pass to Johnson. For 3, Hunter. Johnson with the rebound.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And here's Young from the arc. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
And most of the time, you expect Young's 3 ball to fall. That's just how good he is.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for DeAndre Hunter. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Bogdanovich finds Claxton. There's Russell with the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got 4 assists now tonight. The Hawks trail by 19. On the wing, Daniels takes a 3. It's hauled in by Claxton.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Bogdanovich staying confident down low, being physical with the defense, and gets rewarded with a trip to the foul line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. D'Anthony Melton. He's checked in for Thomas. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. The Hawks have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Brooklyn leading by 19.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
And here's Russell. 17 points in the game. 1:52 left in the third quarter. Young outside. Young is double. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. Good defense by Claxton. Nets have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Johnson. Rebounded by the Nets. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Melton with the ball. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. Gets it to go. That one good for Melton.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. So both teams changing it up here. Here's Reza Shea. He's guarded by Williams. Reza Shea wide open. A 3-ball. Bangs home the trifecta. Reza Shea's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Simmons inside. He's guarded by Johnson. Williams kicks to Russell. And the layup falls. Russell's got 19 points.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Simmons pulls it in.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Melton passes to Williams. Wants to get it to Melton and does. Simmons with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. That one drops for him. Simmons got his first basket of the night.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Well, it doesn't get much easier than that. Even a decent shooter is going to make that with no pressure.
Here's Clowney, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll return shortly. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
NBA playoffs, round 1. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action on the court. So Johnson sitting on the bench. Here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Bogdanovich on the wing. He's paired with Reza Shea. Larry Nance out there with Okongwu. And it's Young in at the 1 spot. Drills the 3-pointer.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Pass to Clowney. Outside Williams. For 3. Clowney, good. Clowney's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And Young, here we go.
You know, when talking about the pressure Young puts on the defense, I'm not sure the word relentless is strong enough.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
And, guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
Daniels, he's checked in for the Hawks. And so Young nails them both.
And it's become clear what a leader Young is on this team. He senses when they need an infusion
of confidence and always tries to provide it. When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long. That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Here's Wilson. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And the Nets lead by 20.
You can tell Simmons is a guy who, from the moment he picked up a basketball, has been a point guard by nature.
Nance finds Okongwu. Back to Nance. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Bogdanovich, no luck.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Wilson. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
And so Young will bring it up for Atlanta. Fires the three. Clowney pulls it in.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Shot's good by Wilson.
Well, this is one of his great strengths. Ben Simmons has outstanding vision.
Hawks have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. So for the Hawks, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu. Jalen Johnson comes in for Larry Nance. And it's DeAndre Hunter in for Bogdanovich. Young, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Thomas kicks to Russell. And here's Bogdanovich for 3, kept alive. Russell against Young. 6 to shoot. Another shot. And the ball goes out of bounds. As touched by Claxton. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. And here's Young from the arc. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. 3-pointer. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
Never shy about letting it fly. Cam Thomas, folks.
Young is double. Daniels from outside. Good on the 3-point shot.
You know, once a pass is made out of the double team like that, the defense is spread too thin to stop the bucket. Heads up assist there.
Bogdanovich passes to Russell. And here's Johnson outside. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team. Productive and efficient.
Yeah, the defender all over.
15 seconds. At the line for Atlanta, Daniels taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Daniels. He's off on the second.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
And guys, just really impressed. They made big plays when it counted, and that's why it's going to be on to the next round for the Nets.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for D'Angelo Russell.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Claxton inside, working on Hunter. Banked in off the glass.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Young for 3, cans it from downtown.
A bad man on the offensive end. Young can really be a menace with his shooting.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Pass to Johnson. For the three. And the Nets, another three.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just spanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And they do it. They'll move on to round two. A big playoff win for them. But what isn't Greg big in the postseason, huh?
Great point. I really just love the composure with which they played tonight. It's easy to get too keyed up for postseason basketball, but they kept their heads and just went about the business of winning.
Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us during this first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. But as